This is how we recreated this shot from the movie Seven. If you've seen any of Fincher's movies, the lighting is very soft, very realistic, but also very moody. And someone who has a commercial filmmaking background, a lot of the time we are asked to shoot very high key. So this was a new challenge for me. I also wanted to dip my toes into more of a narrative look. In this video, we're gonna just chat about how we ended up trying to recreate it and some of the lessons that we learned. Welcome to the Adorama Cinema channel, where we are sharing behind the scenes and filmmaking tips on set. I'm Nicole, a commercial cinematographer. Nice to meet you if we have not met. Enjoy the video. Our first step was actually to black out most of the windows on camera side. So I had a bunch of scrap pieces of Duvetyne, which is just solid black fabric. This allows you to completely cut out any source of light that is coming from outside of the car. Our main light was the Aputure 1200X through a softbox. We had a piece of unbleached muslin draped across the front of the windshield. We used the 600C pointing towards a ultra bounce to try and wrap some more light around our talent's face. To fake the rain, we added water and glycerin into a spray bottle. It was more of a misting bottle, so we didn't get the full effect of the raindrops that we were attempting to go for. And to be honest, this was the longest part of the whole process, was to try and get the raindrops to look like raindrops, but without it actually raining, this is quite literally impossible. I probably should have done a little bit more research, because when we posted this on Instagram, people were saying that the actual way to do this was just bounce, and what we did with the 1200X was point it through two pieces of diffusion to double break. But there are behind the scenes footage and proof of how Fincher actually did it. I think if we were to redo this next time, I definitely would have bounced everything. I don't think I would have had the light pointing directly on our talent. So I'm excited to try this again next time, and it would be really fascinating to use an actual rain machine. If you guys are interested on Sidus Link, this is Aputure's app that allows you to control all of the lights wirelessly. They do have something called Diagram Master, and that is what I used to create this lighting plan that you see here. The fact that they have a bunch of different icons, they're always updating. So with new fixtures that come out through Aputure, or any brand really, they have lots of different brands here. They've got KinoFlow light panels, Mole Richardson general lighting. You can then also rename these fixtures to whatever lights that you have. You can turn them on and off and kind of articulate where the light is going to fall. They have flags, they have props, they have people, and they have cameras, so you can really recreate an entire room and label certain things so that your crew actually knows what the game plan is before you even arrive on set. Usually what I would do is, on a location scout, I would take a bunch of photos and I would actually draw out the floor plan on my iPad, and I do this on an app called Good Notes. I just use my pen and I draw a bunch of things, because on a scout, you're not trying to waste everybody's time placing all of the icons perfectly. So I take all of those notes home and then I create a lighting diagram from that. From there, then I will usually ask my gaffer what they think. It also depends on what kind of lighting package we have. So there's lots of things to be considered, but this is a really good game plan for your team, especially as a DP. If you are a DP, you as a key role should be responsible for delegating and communicating exactly the look that you're going for, and this is a really great way to do it visually. That way your lighting team knows exactly what the plan is when you arrive. Overall, this was supposed to just be a very relaxed, fun day experimenting with how we could actually recreate this shot. At the same time, doing different camera body and lens tests, and Kofi was doing this on his channel, so you can feel free to go check out his page as well. But because of this, our daylight continued to change, so our lighting also continued to change. We had this 1200 into the ultra bounce, but then at some point, you know, our daylight continues to decrease and we needed something stronger. So that was our final solution. This was shot on the Sony FX3 with the BLAZAR Remus 1.5 anamorphic 65mm lens. My camera white balance was set to 3200 Kelvin with a 1.8 opaline filter. Our base ISO was 800 and we were at T2.8. Yes, this scene isn't exactly perfect to how Fincher shot it. I definitely know that. This still was taken from a driving shot and it was raining. So there's a lot of things at play when you take a still and you just want to recreate a still versus filming an actual motion scene. So if I was to do this any differently, I feel like it would be really cool to have some sort of DIY rain machine so that we would get more of the raindrop effect we were looking for on the windows. And at the same time, if we wanted to have our talent drive, that would be an entirely different setup with a trailer and a bunch of lights rigged to that trailer. So budget-wise, that doesn't make sense. So for our context, we just tried to make it work as best as possible without our talent driving. I would love for the comments to be our pool of resources. This is just how we did it with the resources and the time that we had. We filmed a video about how to shoot day for night, so click above if you want to go check that out after this video. A big thank you to the crew involved in making this recreation possible. Their links are down below. Thank you to Viva for letting us park the car outside of your building, and feel free to subscribe if you liked this kind of content. I will see you in the next one. Bye.